Okie dokie, ladies and gents, we are back for part 2. Listen briefly for two reasons. One, we will not listen very much, and two, the orderly has just come out, and I assumed he'd opened the box. Yeah, he has opened the box, so I couldn't quite see, and opened the boxes. So we got the entirety of the previous shift, primarily at the other end, in other words, the non-haunted end, in part 1, which will be linked below. This is part 2, which is kind of anticipating the arrival of some kind of protest. Nothing's on the schedule, as I mentioned, but there have been several different groups this morning out and about, and there's going to be a very big pro-Pakistani protest up at Parliament Square end a little bit later. So to give you a little bit of a look around, it's still chocker, folks, so a lot of people, as you can see, like a hell of a lot. Police making sure everything's alright. Corporal of Horse is out and about quite a bit in part 1, and in part 1, I haven't actually had a chance to review it as I'm saying this, but in part 1 I'm pretty sure we caught the kid on the bike who almost went smack bang into the horse's legs at the other end. Would have been an absolutely dreadful situation if that had happened. It would have been his own fault if he'd fallen off his bike because he was not concentrating at all. Now, in terms of enforcement, having not been at this end very much, I can't really comment on whether this trooper has been enforcing the box. Probably. I mean, I heard a couple of times he told people to move, but at the other end, we saw multiples. I'm thinking, including the ones in the background as I was chatting with various people, at least 10 occasions in which people were told to get back, get out the box, behind the line, whatever, by the other trooper at the other end. Now, having filmed the changeover and dismount in the yard in part 1, in this part 2, we're going to stay at the front here. It's a little bit more manageable. It's definitely going to build up before the changeover, but it's more manageable, and the pollen, luckily, has calmed itself down. This is why, for the moment, everybody is not coughing and stuff. The wind, which was really a problem in part 1, has calmed down. It's a bit breezy. You can see ladies' hairs blowing and stuff, but it's massively better than it was earlier on, which, to be honest, is the key to be able to film without effectively choking. But it's been really chaotic here today. The sheer number of people just sort of milling around in and out and the rest of it. And a very warm day as well, folks. I wouldn't go as far as saying it's like super hot, but very warm. The trooper's got very red face, and I dare say he cannot wait to finish this shift. I know how he feels, believe me, I really do. Now, one thing we haven't seen yet at all, actually, along the front here, and obviously not coming through from the back because it's partially closed, are police horses. Not a single police horse, yeah, in today's video. Could be the first Saturday ever we don't see one. In part 1, I went to the back. It is now accessible. You still can't get across the parade ground before you all get excited. However, as I mentioned in part 1, I think that by probably Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, complete access should have been restored between the yard and the front here, meaning that things will start to flow as they used to flow. The ebb and flow of large numbers of people. Now, we've had multiple well-known tour groups come along. This is another one, the gent in the green hat. He's very knowledgeable. Yeah, the trooper is definitely looking forward to coming off. He's got 5 minutes. Yeah, his face is really red face. Incredibly red face. Red-faced, sorry. Oh, polite nod. You see that, folks? The gent in the hat gave the trooper a bit of a nod. That was a nice thing to see, wasn't it? Especially as it happens here so incredibly rarely these days, actually. He didn't quite doff his cap, but it wasn't far off. Now, I really don't know what we can expect during the changeover, in all honesty. Yard's pretty busy. Front is pretty empty. In other words, the exact opposite of how it was during the last changeover. Yeah, filming today, actually, to be honest, part 1 and this part 2 as well has been a bit of a nightmare. Oh, just mentioning today, if you look down here, you'll see they stopped because they're not there, the foot relief. Who folks are still not back. Incidentally, I know a lot of you, like I say a lot, I mean flipping dozens actually, have asked not only in recent videos, but in previous videos in the comments, where you've watched a video and it has the foot relief, when are they coming back or what happened to the foot relief. Folks, it doesn't matter how many times you ask, I can't answer that question, because no one, and I mean no one at this point, knows. Why? Because the decision hasn't been taken. So neither I nor anyone else, except perhaps, I don't know, the head of HCAV, who might well have made the decision, no one can tell you. So there's no point in speculating on it. As I've said before, I will be very surprised if we don't see the return of the foot relief. But the key moment is going to be, I can't remember if it's back at the end of this month or early next month. Anyway, in the next 4 to 6 weeks, when the King's Troop are here, if the King's Troop mount a foot relief, I think that's going to be a very good indication that we can expect a HCAV foot relief to return at some point later in the year. If the King's Troop are here and don't mount a foot relief,
and it doesn't matter who the groups are,
that's going to be a little bit more concerning, I'm not going to lie. I'm trying to ask the trooper something, he's not replying. Yeah, the King's Troop have more than enough personnel to mount a complete foot relief during the probably 2 weeks that they're going to be here. So if they don't, it will likely signify that we can't expect a foot relief to return. So all eyes on the first King's Troop Royal Horse Artillery video, guys, which will be on this channel obviously when it happens. I'll definitely have a heads up about the specific dates. I won't announce them in the channel, but I'll obviously make sure that I'm there on those dates that I know they're coming back. If that makes sense. If I announce it on the channel, flipping, there'll be 1,000 people here filming. Now, I'm hoping that the lady in the chair obviously doesn't go over the line. If she does, I'm hoping equally that the trooper will be very, very kind in his response. In fact, it's really emptied at the front here a lot, which is perfect, because if the lady had come along 30 minutes ago, an hour ago, yeah, unless there was someone with her screaming or she was willing to bash ankles, it would have been very hard just to get across the front here. So many people in the first part, folks, it was ridiculous. Uncomfortable, to be quite honest. Okay, we've got one person who's made an effort with their outfit. Okay, so the reason I'm telling everybody it's behind the bollards time, which to be fair, folks, it is. 1 second. Let's get ourselves around a teeny weeny bit. Bit of a squash here. Okay, but we're in. It's a funny thing actually, although
I'm sorry.
no, it's okay.
No, no.
Can you, it's alright. So we have seen the orderly, folks. He was opening and closing the doors to the boxes, but he hasn't actually been out, not one time, dealing with crowd control. So it looks as though it might have passed over, possibly just for this weekend, to the MOD. In the yard, the old trooper's dealing with the line, bless him. Yeah, look, he's marching along, making sure everyone. Where is he? There he is. Making sure everyone is in the right spot. Uh-oh. Found the entire family. Oops. I did think for a second actually the trooper wasn't wasn't looking because, yeah, he's very red-faced.
Oh,
To be honest, I am a little bit folks, and I've got short sleeves and no woolen tunic on. Anyway, there's the bell. Very interested actually to see whether the two that were very briefly here when I arrived come back on again. So this is the change just about to start in the yard. I'm surprised actually he's not telling people to move themselves way back whilst the guard change is ongoing. 2 new horses have just come out. I think there's a lot of people trying to go forward to the railings to film and have a look at what's going on. Really surprised he's being this tolerant actually with people that are going to stand next to the sentry box. Interesting to see which. Oh, hold on! It looks like Zambezi at the other end. I think instinctively, I can't see which one's approaching at this end. Yeah, I'm thinking they're changing both the troopers. I can't see who's here. 1 second. It'll be interesting. Possibly one of these videos where we've captured 6 different troopers. Oh, actually, yeah. So they are swapping each hour, but they're not replacing the same trooper after the hour. So we've now got, for the first time actually in a good number of weeks, the lady trooper, the new Blues and Royals, or newest, as far as I'm aware, lady trooper in the Blues and Royals. Now, I mentioned Zambezi at the other end. I might as well just quickly try and ID this one while everyone's waiting patiently for the guard change to complete. 1 second, guys. Oh my goodness, I swear that somebody's using a tool to muck up the hoof numbers. It's really, really hard to read this one. Hold on. I'll give it a go. Nope, it's just too much of a mess, guys. I got it really, really cleanly, but I can't even tell if it's 2 digits or 3. Actually, wait. I think, and again, happy to be corrected, I think it's Whirlwind. Who is looking directly at the camera, and oddly enough I've got Whirlwind listed on my stable listing as a mare. What do we think, folks? Is it Whirlwind? And if it is Whirlwind, is Whirlwind a mare? I mean, kind of instinctively I think yes, but what do I know? Anyway, that's Whirlwind, who hasn't yet, I believe, made an appearance as horse of the day. Taken a bunch of pictures. Very good looking horse, to be fair, folks. Oh, he now looks directly at the camera. Oh. Okay, so in part 1 we had a couple of kids being told very sternly to vacate the box. Good to see the lady trooper keeping up with her colleague who just finished. I probably will spend the majority of the time at this end solely for 2 reasons. One, again, that poll issue, folks, as I mentioned before, and also we have actually got very, 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 very little footage in the time since she arrived of this particular trooper. As mentioned, she's one of the newest in the regiment. Possibly a little bit of time at the other end. We'll see how we go. So even at this end, people are still sneezing. So it's definitely got pollen issues, etc. Wait, it's okay.
That's it. No, you go ahead.
As usual, they're pushing their luck, unsurprisingly. It's a funny thing, actually. There's no real way that I can actually say why I think a horse is a mare. But some of them just look prettier. Does that make sense? Than others. What's that long eyelashes on this one as well?
Yeah.
Now everyone's going to post in the comments, but hey, it's a gelding. Actually, 1 second. The way the horse is now settling a little bit. My favourite picture is when you manage to capture the trooper's head perfectly between the horse's ears, but that is a rare shot indeed, ladies and gents, as we all know. Trying to get it now. Actually, I think I did just get it. Spot on. As I mentioned, the other end, 100%. Oh.
Out of the box.
Oh goodness, that didn't take long, did it? Definitely Zambezi at the other end. Oh, now a little attack of the pollen. Wait, it actually went separate ways. I assumed that they were together, the guy that was with her. But he's gone that way, she's gone that way. Just strangers in the night. I'm also know what sounds like a protest at the Trafalgar Square, and I really hope it's not, folks. The main protest that's listed is the other end, Parliament Square end, but could be a bit of both, I guess. Wait. Just walked into toys up right behind me. It was slightly awkward. We're actually waiting for a picture. Okay, so 2 police horses going behind too quickly. If I turn the camera around, I will miss them. So. Neither distinctive, actually, which is a curious thing. Oh. These were the 2 that were behind me, actually, with a massive pole. I thought a bit bad to push them. I didn't mean it, but I didn't know they were there. Right, so here we are at the other end. Now, enforcement at this end. Sorry, excuse me. Enforcement at this end is going to be a curious thing to see, folks. Now, a lot of you will remember that it was mixed the last time we saw this trooper. You can see the box very clearly at this end for the moment.
Thank you.
Margaretka, ty niech będzie. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
I didn't realize you gave him your phone too.
Oh yeah, that's okay.
By the way, I got some really compliments on the photo I took last night. Yeah, like that one of us at dinner where we had the line.
I'm trying to include where the lines meet the wall so you can decide for yourselves because it's a tricky one. But we had, I mean, until this point, we had absolute consistency. In other words, if you watch part 1, I don't think anybody got in the box without getting told to get out of it. You can see from most ladies' hair that it's not particularly breezy right now. If that breeze returns, I'll be going straight back to the other end. What? So that, I mean, some of them are just wandering straight through the middle of the box, and they'd be the first to cry if the horse started out and knocked them to the ground. I might actually start filming a little bit later in the afternoon to people because it's getting so hectic in that 11 a.m. to 12 noon slot, which is how I normally film, which is completely ridiculous. But we'll see as we go into summer proper. You can probably still hear the coughing and sneezing. Okay, so no one's going anywhere near Zambezi. Let's go back to the other end. It's a really good thing to see, actually, the difference in demeanour and posture and so on compared to when we first filmed the very first shift of this new trooper. Lady said, "Can I touch the horse?" The trooper shook her head. To be honest, actually, I think we want to be at the sign side, don't we? That would be smart. A second. Easier said than done, but hey. We'll go high for a minute, people. There's a lot more space now, which is why the tourists are patiently going over one at a time instead of just all pushing and shoving like in part one. I'll try. It's actually easier said than done, folks, to keep the camera at the line. Straight in the box. Wow, but not told to exit it. Okay, surprising. Maybe I spoke too soon, let's see. People just walking, standing right in front as he's trying to take a picture. Tats on display, you can tell summer's coming. Straight in the box and saved. Oh, actually, yeah, folks, you can see there's almost like a mini sandstorm. I'm not sure if the camera can pick it up. Huge amount of dust and other detritus blowing through the tunnel into the yard. Wow. No wonder some of the horses were not happy in part one. See, now everyone gets a decent picture without having to spoil it for everyone else.
뭔가 사람 없을 때 몇 장 찍은 거 같아. 좋아.
Looks like the chief is coming back out again. We saw a lot of them in part 1 actually. Now, a lot of you had mentioned that something was hanging off the horse yesterday. I didn't notice it, folks. I'm not on a question. But generally quite surprised that such an important piece of the kit was not put back where it should have been, given the fact that there is overhead CCTV. Oh, I thought he had money in his hand actually to give to the guard. I thought it was a folded note.
O combatimento quadrado que está no chão. É lindão. Isto é grátis, podemos ser grátis.
Parece. O polícia está todo armado depois aqui nesse lado.
Eles falam, eu acho que as pessoas não
Gosh, what a difference. Everyone's behaving themselves, aren't they, perfectly now. I'd actually not even believe that the two parts would have been filmed on the same day, in primarily the same spot. What a difference. That also, I think, probably reflects on how the troopers decide to enforce or not enforce the box. What do I mean by that? Well, the trooper that was in this box previously had to raise his voice multiple times to tell people to get out of the box. Now, yes, folks, you might want to enforce it, but it's going to get pretty flipping annoying, isn't it? If you're having to tell 10, 15, 20 plus people, get out of the box, move back, especially on a flipping really hot day. But the lady trooper that arrived has had, so far, about 90% less visitors than her predecessor in the box. So instinctively, I would think she'd be much more likely to tell people to get their whatevers out of the box. The wind's picking up again.
Olha, agora tudo só.
Notice actually that all of the troopers that have been in the box today have facially looking a little bit flustered, very red-faced. Luckily though, none of them have actually ended up having coughing fits. I have no idea what he's trying to say to the horse or in which language he's trying to say it. Okay, interesting. I'm also looking, or trying to look, Ladies next to me are saying he. Ladies, you sound like you're horsey people. Gelder, you think, this one?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah? Is it definitely a Gelder? I had it on my list as being a mare, but I wasn't sure, so thanks for...
I definitely think because mares are quite violent when it comes. Can be very violent. Yeah.
Yeah?
I'm definitely going to go with Gelding.
Okay, perfect, thank you.
No worries.
That's our first edition and revision, in fact, at the same time, guys, to the non-mare list. Funny, no, me saying earlier on that I'm pretty sure, because it's a pretty horse, it's a mare. I'll leave it to you guys in the comments, but the Aussie ladies next to me are convinced that Whirlwind, if I've got the right horse that is in fact a gelding. Now, I'm not going to go and inspect the undercarriage, folks, for unequivocal proof. I'll leave it to all of you. Kind of looks like a bit of a junior opera Q10, to be fair. If you're wondering why I didn't suggest to the ladies that I think this is Whirlwind, I don't want to get it wrong. I look like a complete plum. Let me know if I can say to them all, this one is Whirlwind. Only if you all in the comments say, actually, you know what? It's not. In fact, what with the Aussies on the tube this morning, and hearing quite a lot more here today as well. Amazing how many people are prepared to fly all the way to the opposite side of the planet to see beautiful London. Okay, let's hope their hands are going in their bags to get out the hard cash for the trooper.
Is it right? So there's a white line. Do not cross the white line.
Okay, another tour guide has turned up. He's the one who's telling everybody very clearly not to go over the line. Doesn't mean they won't. He's also dropping the Prince Harry used to be in the Blues and Royals line.
Cannonball helmet. Their shiny breastplate or cuirass and their boots.
Okay, so he's referring to the helmet as a cannonball helmet. That's a new one to me, folks.
Okay.
I'm
Too long for the photos, but
guessing he's... Oh, another one. Oops. Yeah, I haven't heard that before. Cannonball helmet. Is that what it's actually called, folks? Never come across that expression. But to be honest, it actually does look exactly like part of a cannonball in its shape, is it not? Cannonball helmet. Now, luckily, the fabled protests I was talking about in part 1 and also earlier on in this part haven't yet materialised, so we might end up getting for the first time a Saturday without a single disruption in either video by protesters. Plus, even though the previous horse was a bit skittish and a bit jumpy and not in a good mood, made it through the shift, didn't quit. Again, pretty much an unusual thing on a Saturday. So this might well actually be the most positive Saturday of the year so far, in all honesty. People are really taking pride in their pictures now. In other words, folks, never ever come early on the Saturday. It's just too many people, horrible to film, and everybody pushing and shoving.
Horses selected by the farrier at the age of 7, so they're unbroken. So they're
Okay, apparently unbroken 7. Faris select them. I'm just repeating the tour guide behind me.
They can be smooth and sometimes they change
Why would you pose that close for pictures instead of just waiting a second until the lady's finished? No?
and you will get shouted at if you touch the bushes. You used to be able to pat them, but people kept grabbing the reins.
Okay, here we go. There's me saying it's all like civilized and orderly.
For the horse, so
Maybe wait, no.
they talk to people out of it.
At least the sun's come back out. Oh. I'm not sure why she jumped on the left.
Well, in that case, we're going to cross over this.
I think someone's on a radio behind me, but I don't see anybody. Yeah, she's waiting obviously for the horse to look at her. Will he? Nope. It's like, please. Oh. You almost look at the guard like, can you move the horse a bit closer? No, kind of. Oh my god, again? A lot of very tall people in London today, folks. Like, really? When I say really tall, I'm talking 6'2", 6'3", and above. Most of the time I'm walking around and people are shorter than me, but look at this, she just pushed straight in. Damn, it would have been sweet if the guy had screamed at her to get back now. Little Miss Banana Cap. Oh, wait, she's back. The trooper's given a bit of leeway, to be honest, folks, with the edge of the box. Most people have got a foot in it. The trooper that was on previously in part 1, wow, he was ruthless. Honestly, the couple over there waiting are probably about 6'3", 6'4". She said, "Oh, from the north of England. Oh, sugar, sorry." Love it. Leeds, maybe. What do you think, folks? Oh, Annie Vasessa, look at that. Sorry about that. Love it. Meanwhile, this dude in super bright colours just strolls right through the middle. Wind's picking up again, folks. It's really picking up. Yikes, here comes a flipping pollen nightmare again. KGB film. Now it's a real awkward squashing in here. So actually having to lean kind of sideways to be able to film. Oh, to the kid. Wow.
Igor.
Mets-toi juste, t'as pas le droit de dépasser la ligne blanche. Mets-toi juste devant. Mets-toi juste là et retourne-toi en photo juste sur la ligne blanche. Vas-y. Tu vas juste là et tu te retournes.
Who's next? Red hair, wow. Whoa, a lot of people here again. Where do they all come from? You can probably hear all the voices behind me. I might go back to the other room, folks. Let's see. It's pretty much non-stop here for the moment. The thing is, I'm just worried about getting that pollen. Yeah, I'm going to stay here. It's too breezy. See the horse's forelock. It's very breezy, actually. It's been the most chill Saturday to film, guys, this year. Super, super chill. Even part 1 compared to a typical Saturday. Amazing. I think you could tell I was getting a teeny bit fatigued with the massive crowds in the past, give or take 3 weeks. Yes, it's going to be like that in summer, but you know what? Summer's different because you know it's going to be 30 degrees every day. You prepare for it. Less clothing, teeny weeny rucksack, and a lot of water. Not ready for that yet. Not looking forward to July and August at all. Just kind of wondering actually why they're all super hesitant. Almost everybody else is really hesitant. You didn't know it was going to be this. Wait, what? That's a new raincoat. I mean, seriously?
I haven't come out for 5 days, so I was expecting.
No, but I mean.
No, when I last came, I was cold.
She's really on it. You know this. Oh. She was a bit kind of shy maybe when she started, but she's really on it now. This trooper. There's going to be apparently a massive protest at that end a little bit later. Massive Pakistani protest because of the situation in Kashmir. You're going to film it? No? It'll definitely kick off. It always does. Yep.
I only do this protest when I did it previously. So many people had done the
Exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, exactly the same. Not only that, I noticed actually that when you diversify from the key content,
that's right,
it becomes problematic.
Yes.
YouTube don't like it at all, do they? Hence, guys, my announcement of the second channel in part 1 earlier on. Yeah.
Why is everyone doing so many channels when I can't do one?
You're doing just fine with one, you know you are. Yeah, because now obviously I'm capturing a lot of the protests and other stuff.
Yeah.
Putting it on the main channel, not smart. So it's going to get moved to the second one. I mean, why not like take it off and hang it over the bag? No?
I'm thinking of using the hoodie. I didn't bring my hat. Shall I use my umbrella? Then I can take the jacket off.
Wait, but do you actually want quite a lot of head? Do you mean like get burnt or get really hot on your head in the sunshine?
No, I wear the hat because I get migraine with the sun.
In fact, people are always like, oh, how can you complain when it's 20 or 22? It's flipping hot, isn't it? To stand in the sun. I don't know what it is about this area. It kind of is a bit of a sun trap. Earlier on, can't remember how long ago, hour and a half, kid came by at full speed, like face covered, hoodie, everything, on a bike, that close from the straight through the box. I was convinced he was going to smack straight into the horse. I think he did it on purpose. Yeah.
I use my umbrella.
Put the hood up, actually. The biggest problem today, though, especially that end, is the pollen. Like, do you have hay fever?
When it gets really bad, then I do.
It's been yesterday. There was a flipping like there's so much dust and stuff blowing around. Hard to film without coughing all the time. Oh, this guy's in the Marines. Look, he's even got on his jumper.
可以跟马合影，但是不能 touch 它。你站在这旁边，你干嘛？
Okay, I'm sensing. Get ready. My friend just said to me, we were convinced she was going to walk straight up to the horse. Well done to that lady, folks, for saving herself at the last moment.
Did you say you had burns if you didn't wear it?
Me?
No, what did you say?
I was saying, does your head burn? Or like, do you overheat really quickly if you
Yeah,
have
I
a
do.
sun hat?
Yeah.
But he said, how did you forget the hat in the first place?
I looked outside from the wrong window. There's shade there.
But to be honest, half the time here is pretty, like the sun comes and then it goes again. It's actually hard to dress here though, to be comfortable for a couple of hours.
Also, I need the pocket, so I prefer to wear a jacket when I have to wear a jacket. So I looked outside and there was shade. I thought, okay, this is good. I can.
Every day I bring the same stuff, regardless of what the weather's going to be. There's like a spare in the bag and everything else.
Yeah.
I always put that on the front, so it's just easier. Looking forward to when it gets proper, like when it's 30 every day, because then it's easier to down the layers a little bit and be light. Yeah, the wind's really picking up again, folks, big time. I will finish up this part 2 at the other end, or if people stop coming and turning up this end. Yeah, it's real breezy now. But the light's beautiful at this end. That's why I'm preferring to stay here right now. Less pollen, better light. Like about 95% less pollen. Oh, what on earth? Trooper doing the parent's job today. But let's be honest, guys, it doesn't happen pretty much every day, at least once. Perhaps not that clearly, but yikes. Little man got really close to the front legs there. Not a nice thing to see here at all. I'm really hoping actually this annoying breeze is not destroying the audio, but I'll go to the other end shortly anyway. This is the first time that we shot 2 full-length parts in the same day. What on earth is that? In a couple of weeks, some crazy Fruit Loop was just marching along, shouting God knows what. He's walked off. There's a guy up there in the light blue t-shirt with the rucksack. Very odd and very loud. Right, so back at this end, where we've spent very little time today. Actually, the light's pretty good here as well now, no? This is normally like the shady end. Now, pre-warning folks, you might want to switch off now if you've made it this far, because what's the word I'm looking for? Much less strict enforcement at this end. Please happily letting the little kid pose. Look at that. That's sweet, to be fair. There are only 3 or 4 people actually filming here now. It's really, really quiet for the afternoon. At least we've got time to talk with the public, which is nice to see. Much more chill than it was here this morning. Look, everyone's now getting running over pictures with the police officers. To be honest, I find it a bit odd that you want to get tell your kids to get pictures with people that are carrying assault weapons, but each their own, I guess. I think a lot of people are confusing the police here with the Metropolitan Police, because obviously people like to come down and get a photo with the police, but not that police, if that makes sense. Zambezi is chill as ever, in fact. Totally unflappable horse, this one. Although I've noticed his eye, the left eye, seems very, very red, unless it's the way the sunshine's catching it, no? Hard to tell. Okay, that's a curious one. He refused the donation. Let me try and ask her, or mention to her. 1 second. It's a 50-50 on the donations these days. Some of them are absolutely fine, they love it, but you can, but it's funny, the guys that have been here longer, like the older troopers, are a bit like, oh, we don't really like it, but the new guys, they're pretty chill with it. Not that I'm suggesting you do, the lady trooper, that end is newer. I think there's more chance. Not that I'm suggesting, but worst way she's going to say no. Yeah, absolutely. Hey, I mean, that's a fair point, ladies. Okay. No, I won't. If you don't want me to, I won't.
No, I'm not. Yeah, you can video that.
You sure?
As long as you don't get arrested. I'm not getting arrested. Don't video that.
Oh, you mean if they handcuff you?
Send it to me.
Okay, folks. 1 second. Let's see. I mean, it's going to be a bit awkward if the lady troop also says no. I don't know these ladies, folks. My first time meeting them. Will she agree? Oh, the double. As you said, I mean, worst you can do is ask them for them to. I'm genuinely surprised by that, to be fair. Tomorrow it could well be the case that they would say, yeah, absolutely. So.
Right,
Yeah.
come back tomorrow if you
No, but I mean, don't take it personally. It's not like. It's a funny one though, isn't it? That they do actually say.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah. I've seen.
Do you put stuff online?
Yeah. Wait 1 second. Actually, wait. You might actually.
Well, I've been looking for almonds as well.
Wait. You would have appeared at that end in the video a little while ago. 1 second. It's this one.
What's your Insta? I'll follow you. Is it YouTube or Insta?
I mean, to be honest, it's all of them. But that's
London
the.
City Walks. I'll look for you. I'll add you when I get to the. We're going to the
John.
afternoon.
John. Is that on there? Is John?
No, I've sold it. London City
Oh,
Walks.
she took a picture. Look, she's got it all under control. Have a good day in the sunshine. Yeah. See ya. Oh, they were really sweet folks. Really unfortunate, actually, to be honest. I was kind of hoping, for their sake, that the lady trooper would have given permission. And it's funny because you might have just heard the 2 ladies mention that, is there not a charity box? How many times have I brought up that idea, folks? So many people come along here with cash that they want to hand over, because, let's be honest, £10 in London is barely a flipping beer. It's nothing. It's like, like a £2 coin. Used to be when I was a youngster. So I don't understand why there isn't a box of some kind. They're even asking the police now, who are saying the same thing, that sometimes it's okay and other times it's not okay to hand over the cash. So I'm thinking, folks, that a donation box. We've made suggestions on this channel before. I've actually said it to myself that I'm surprised that they haven't done that to some of the troopers, but I don't know, maybe they think it's a bit, I don't know how to say it. Is it tacky? I mean, I don't think it's tacky. For example, where the guard shop is, would it hurt to have a charity donation box on the wall? I don't think it would. Although actually, to be honest, most people might miss the fact that it's even there, in all honesty. So maybe it's a good idea, maybe it's not, I don't know. But it certainly couldn't hurt, could it? In all honesty. Okay, so we're back. I'm finishing up at this end, in all likelihood, folks. Yeah, I'm generally surprised actually by that. We know it's not banned. I know, in fact, I've asked 3 people, they've all said to me we've received no guidance at all about it. But there we are. I guess the more troopers decline it, the more that the other troopers are going to feel that they should probably decline it, but I don't know. Very polite about it though. There was no kind of like stand back, get out the box. There were 1 or 2 troopers that definitely, I'm thinking probably more lifeguards than Blues, definitely would tell anybody to get back, even if they were just asking if they could hand over the dosh money, that is, guys. Really surprised. This is the latest I've been here for about 2 weeks, and I honestly didn't realise that there would be so many people. Like, if I walk all the way back, actually perfect timing to be fair. Look at this bus, guys, this Union flag bus that's coming along. It's a tourist season tour of London, T1 route this is, on an old Route Master. 1 second, it's going to come directly into the camera. Wow, 2 for the price of 1. Still deciding actually where to finish up at this end or the other end. It's very quiet here though, to be honest. Yeah, we'll finish up. Sorry. Sorry, boss, sorry. Wait, so many people. It's actually quite funny today, folks. Tourists seem in a very good mood today. It's a good vibe this afternoon, very much so. So even though I wanted to finish up at the other end, I think we will actually be finishing up at this end. There's definitely more people at this end. I can tell, oh my goodness me, the window. Wow. Even with the strap on my chin, I'm actually having to hold the hat on to avoid it blowing away. It's super windy. What on earth? I mean, he hasn't got anything to worry about, but... Another horse is looking directly in the camera, but we already got the right shots. Come on, tourists, don't maybe end the video prematurely.
It looks dangerous.
The other thing, folks, is that for the majority of the time I've been here today, I have been kind of having a little bit of a look through the railings on either side. Not a single issue in the yard. No one going close to the arches, nothing. Walking into all the stable area, nothing, 0. Isn't it odd how one day is complete chaos here, nothing works properly, and the next day it's like clockwork. There's still plenty of people, but they're all like way further back. Come on, ladies and gents. Oh wait, just as I was saying it. I think there's someone that saying to them no. Oh wait, they've gone in. How is it that I just said it and then it happens? I don't understand. That's bizarre, no? I should probably start referencing how many times I'm going to be winning, the national lottery in the coming weeks. Wait, who the hell is this guy? Sorry. He's having a bit of a song and a dance here in the middle.
Talk about things you like to do, so we can have a dream. I can have a dream. Oh, we gotta make it dream come true.
Wait, what? I'm not sure what he's doing. Whether he's here or possibly auditing the people that are filming. He hasn't noticed me yet. He probably will in a minute. You've got quite a good singing voice. You haven't thought about a recording contract, boss? You thought I was being sarcastic. I mean, his voice isn't that bad. Like I said, folks, all sorts here, right? Just think it's going to be a reasonably quiet afternoon. 1 second, people's heads again. Oh, we've got like some sort of marathon group getting ready here. I don't think there's any... The thing is, somebody happy and smiley singing like that here isn't going to get in trouble because he's not actually doing anything wrong, is he? Bless him. Might be a bit awkward, but he's not breaking any laws. Not that I'm aware of, anyway. To be honest. If he stopped here with recording equipment and started broadcasting himself, then that would be a bit different because you need a public entertainment license, which is issued by Westminster Council, and I'm assuming that he, bless him, probably doesn't have one. Anyway, we're super close to the end. I'm actually quite disappointed. It's been a super fun Saturday. Oh, somebody, rather lovely chap on the right, and I'm not going to put the camera on him, stopped with his boy to explain about hard work and commitment and so on and so forth. Brilliant. The exact opposite of of parenting lessons that are not learned here. I'm thinking, actually, wait, are we going to capture... Actually, it's 7 minutes. We won't capture it, folks, because this video has already been a long one. Plus, we've captured 6 different troopers and I believe 5 or 6 different horses in the course of today's filming across the 2 parts, roughly 2 hours. Very shouty as well. I'm not sure where it's coming from or who it is. The police are noticeably at the front, though, both today. Keep an eye out for something. But I'll be finishing up in just a couple minutes, guys. It's been a long one in the sunshine today. This is part 2. Very, very enjoyable, though, as I've said before. It's been a pleasure to be outside today. Absolute pleasure. Oh, the police are still letting people pose with them. I think actually it's now clean and clear at this end. Box is open, horses chill. As I said, guys, I think it's Whirlwind, who we've reasonably established is a gelding, at least according to the Aussie experts that were here a little bit earlier. Our closing shot, it will be just a shot, will be at this end, my dears. There we are, Zambezi. That's it for me, guys. This has been part 2. Part 1, as always, is linked below. Zambi's like, you're going to take my picture or what? Probably should, to be fair. But I'll be back soon, people. Over and out. Bye for now, guys.